Hello everyone, my name is Chris. XDefiant has dropped a few hours ago, and I feel like it is time to give my first honest thoughts and impressions about the launch of the game. First of all, we are experiencing some problems with ranked, and depending on when you are watching this video, perhaps they have already been resolved. There are a few things that I would like to talk about, and first of all, the most fundamentally important thing is that the game feels absolutely freaking amazing. I love everything from movement to gunplay to how abilities feel. Perhaps later on, people will start learning some overpowered techs. Perhaps developers haven't balanced things out properly, and we will end up in a situation where certain gadgets are overpowering everything else. But as of right now, everything is just very, very nice and smooth. Honestly, game definitely feels like a better Call of Duty, although there are a few fundamental things that might ruin the experience for a lot of players. And the first one is how overpowered controller is. I understand that when you want to please a wider audience, especially if you are targeting the North American region, it is absolutely necessary to have overpowered controller input so people can have fun without putting the hours into aim trainers, FPS titles, buying expensive mouse pads. Like a $30 controller can do just as much and sometimes even more than a $500 mouse and keyboard setup, right? So I have about 100 hours of experience on controller, and it's very much the same as I would have with my 20,000 hours on mouse and keyboard plus 500 hours in aim trainers. Like, I am a seasoned veteran on mouse and keyboard, and sometimes there are kills I would not be able to replicate with my M&K setup that I do on just a $30 controller. Let alone if I upgrade it to a $300 controller, let alone if I learn how to play it properly. So we'll end up in situations where you are getting absolutely devoured alive in ranked, not particularly because you are being outskilled, but because a person is using a different input. I know that there is a setting called input based matchmaking, meaning that you will only be able to queue up against mouse and keyboard players in ranked. So if that's the case, that's absolutely not the problem. And yeah, people will just you will never encounter console players or players that are playing controller on PC. Another interesting thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that the servers are not working, and this is absolutely normal on release. Everything that needed to be broken is broken. And it happened with like last Ebog was the game I played and encountered that. It somewhat happened with the finals, but not to that extent. So it is a completely normal practice. Give developers a few days and they would cook. I'm actually going to be very curious to see how 4v4 competitive ranked is going to feel when we would have that in like 6 weeks or something. And then custom games, the skill ceiling for this game is going to be very, very high. Given the fact that time to kill is super low, it means that everyone can kill everyone, and I'm honestly impressed. The game is very nice. I definitely see myself grinding it for multiple hours a day. It's not like I'm gonna launch the game, play a few games, and then hop off, just like what had happened with other FPS titles. I would definitely like to try it competitively to see how it will turn out to be. Luckily, I'm playing the correct input, which is a controller for that, because as I've said, this is gonna be a complete disaster for you M&K guys, but there are ways to avoid that. Other than that, time to kill is amazing. Movement, there are gonna be a lot of movement techs, and sometimes it's really difficult to track people, right? Especially when they will open up attachments. I only played about 5 games in the span of last 3-4 hours, and again, yeah, but every single game is just very, very fun. It's full of interesting experiences that I wish I would have in Call of Duty that I never had. I feel like after 2019, FPS genre just went down the drain, and XDefiant might be the thing that can resurrect the whole thing in 2024. Outside of that, there is actually not much to add. I'm gonna record videos when it comes to builds. I will try to do educational videos and keep the daily uploads. Perhaps I'm gonna start streaming, because this game feels like something that is gonna be pretty fun to stream. And overall, this is definitely going to be a new chapter that I'm very, very excited for. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about the game. From what I've seen, the feedback has been very, very nice. People are happy to play this game and very sad that they cannot find games because of server issues. But we will see. We will see. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.